Hello again, my YouTube followers and friends. Just want to welcome you to the Stephen Williams Show once again. Today we'll be looking at a subject that is often of much debate: renting versus owning a home. Which should you do? Should you rent or should you own? Try to own. Well, as far as I'm concerned, both options have advantages and, of course, disadvantages. So today I'm going to take my time and look at the advantages of both methods. Alright, so let's go. I don't want to waste any more time. Advantages of renting. Number one, when you are renting, there's no maintenance that you have to worry about. That is, of course, left to the landlord. Alright, number two, you have fewer bills when you are renting. Some places, once you pay your rent, that's it. And you're just responsible maybe for your light and your water or whatever it is. So you have very much fewer bills, so you'll have a little more cash flow. You don't have to worry about the taxes, the insurance. You don't have to worry about fixing anything, replacing anything, because the landlord fixes everything. You can call the landlord and he's the one who is his property, so it's in his best interest to maintain his property. So you don't have that to worry about. And of course, you can save all that money that is not going into these bills. If you are an astute person with money, you can save all that money. What about the disadvantages of renting? Okay, number one, you can be kicked out of that house anytime. You know, a landlord can just say, sorry, I want to renovate my house, so you got to find somewhere to go. And that's very disruptive to you and your family and your kids. You know, it can be very distressful when you have to move and you didn't plan to. Number two, you have to abide by restrictions when you're not in your own home. You have to be abiding by whatever the rules are, or whatever the condominium law says, or whatever the landlord says. So it's like, you're not an adult, you're a kid. So you have to play by someone else's rules. Then you have the agitation of some landlords. Every year they want to increase your rent. So you have that to deal with, which can be very disturbing. So you have to think about that too when you're renting. You are not building equity when you're renting. You're not building equity in your own property, so that's something to take in consideration. And you are paying off someone else's debt, and which could have been yours. So those are disadvantages. And of course, there's no stability and security as such when you are renting from someone. There's a lot of disadvantage there. Let us look at now owning. And I'll find that both, as I go through them, thinking about them, they are kind of similar in some ways. Let us look at the advantages of owning your own home. Now, for me, number one is it's a powerful way to build wealth. Yeah, because when you are paying down your mortgage, you're building wealth in your own home. And when you have a lot of equity, if you're a risk taker, you can take out that equity and purchase other investment properties, start businesses, etc. So it's a good way to build wealth. You can fix up your house to your own liking. If you don't like the design, or if you want to improve on this, improve on that area, you want to improve on the kitchen, you want to improve on whatever it is, you can do it at your own liberty without without having to get permission from anyone apart from the city, of course. It brings a sense of stability and security, as of course. It is a force saving, so automatically you are saving because you are paying down your mortgage, and it's a force saving, and I find that to be one of the most powerful way to save money, because wherever you get it, you're gonna, wherever it's to come from, you're gonna find the money to pay your mortgage, and that will automatically be bringing down the mortgage, thereby you're saving, you're building that you're forced to save, I should say. You can rent out a part of it. If you're single, you can rent out the major portion and just occupy the basement or a room and rent out the rest of it, so you work less or whatever it is, you know. So that's a wise thing to do too. I have known of persons who, they just occupy the basement and rent out all of the upstairs, and they're getting a big money to pay their mortgage. So that is also a very good advantage of owning your home. You don't have to ask any landlord if you can rent it out. Disadvantage now of owning your home: you're confined to one space. Yeah, you may want to well, let me leave that out. But you're just confined to one area, one location, and so that is a disadvantage. You know, you don't have that freedom of movement, right? Some people who rent like to be moving every year, going here, going there, etc., etc., right? The next thing is that you are in debt for the next 30 to 35 years, which of course can be very burdensome, because now you have to be working twice as hard to pay off this 35-year mortgage, right? And the next disadvantage is that it comes with a lot of bills. I know what I'm talking about. A house comes with a lot of bills, especially here in Canada. Oh my father. There's so many bills. It's like non-stop bills when you own a home in Canada. You know, and those are like taxes, insurance for the, you have to pay the property taxes, you have to pay insurance for the building, maintenance. Oh my father. Some house, if you ever buy a house that is in bad shape, an old house, that house can suck you dry. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about, because a house can suck you dry, milk you. You get a big lump sum of money, and when you look, the house says, thank you very much, and it's gone in a jiffy. So that thing there, sometimes the roof needs to be done, the kitchen wants some improvement, the floors need to be done, landscaping, this, that, the other, you name it. I'm telling you, man, this is broken, the toilet is broken, gotta change it. Yeah, the kitchen, your wife don't like how it looks, it needs some prepping up. You know, it need new cupboard, new this, new that. So, and you know, you can just, windows are old, and the building not heating properly, so you gotta change. Oh my, I tell you, if I start, I won't stop. But a house can take, you can have electrical problem, all kind of problem come with houses, right? So it can suck you dry, and it limits your cash flow. That's the next thing. So when you're spending all this money on your home, then you have no, you're limiting your cash flow, which is not good, because when you don't have cash flow, that can really mess you up if you're in an emergency. All in all, though, I give the edge to owning. Despite these advantages, I still give the edge to owning, because I have proven that it helps you to gain money faster, to build wealth faster. So I would not put renting over owning. It doesn't matter what Grant Cardone want to say about your house is not an asset. It doesn't matter what the rich dad want to say. about your house is not an asset. I think it is a very vital asset to own. So I would encourage people, it's better to own a tiny little thatch and it's called yours than to rent somewhere and you're not building any equity and it's not gonna be yours in 30 years or whatever, time you take to pay it off. Alright everybody, so I hope that you learned something once again. Thanks for your input. Please remember to subscribe. Please remember to like the video. Please remember to also share it on your social media so that others can learn from what I'm trying to impart here. Thank you, God bless, and goodbye.